segment here just to preview what's coming up today for Tuesday, March 25th. I'm Greg Bishop. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. We've got some activity at the Statehouse. Things really kick into full gear in the afternoon hours with some committee hearings, but plenty of other stuff for us to get to. So a lot of what we talk about here today, we may review tomorrow. So I think it's always good to get a little, look into the crystal ball just to see what's coming up. We're not going to tell you what's going to happen, but what could happen here. All right, so today we've got the House coming back into session. They'll be gaveling in at about noon. Surely there's going to be points of personal privilege. There may even be some debate about Donald Trump and Doge and Medicaid and the Department of Education. One thing I do have to follow up with some legislators from both sides is how is the state of Illinois going to be impacted by the dismantling of the Department of Education and the Trump administration order essentially saying that funds should be withheld from states that are continuing on with diversity, equity, and inclusion policies that the Trump administration says is discriminatory by focusing on an individual's outward characteristics instead of the merits of their actions. So will we see Illinois, even though the Trump administration says funds for, special education programs and a variety of other things and Pell Grants, all of that's going to be maintained, but apparently the order also says if you do DEI, there could be funds withheld. So we'll see how that could impact the state of Illinois. But I imagine, some of the debate's going to spill out during points of personal privilege on the House floor. The Senate is not in session this week. They will not be in Springfield this week. I'm not sure why the House and Senate couldn't coordinate taking this week off, having some kind of spring break before they kick it into overdrive to finish out through May 31st. But they didn't do that. So we've got the House in session, but the Senate's not coming to Springfield. They will be, however, holding some committee hearings. One that's going to be happening this morning is a Senate Gaming, Wagering, and Racing Committee. And they've got a couple of bills that they're going to be talking about. One looks to provide that sports betting shall not accept more than 5 deposits from an individual during a 24-hour period, shall not accept deposits made by credit card, shall be required before accepting deposits from a patron in an amount of more than $1,000, a $10,000 or $10,000 for a 30-day period to conduct an affordability check. So interesting to see. They're not going to advance that necessarily. They're just going to have a subject matter on that in the Sports Gaming, Wagering, and Racing Committee. They'll also be talking about fantasy sports, and it provides the Illinois Gaming Board may regulate the conduct of fantasy contest operators. So we'll be talking about fantasy sports as well. I'll fully admit I don't follow sports at all. Tracking what's happening with government, tracking what's happening with taxpayers, pretty passionate about that, and I do that even on my off time, right? The sports thing I don't get. I'll go to a casino and have some fun one night, but I would just be horrible at sports betting, and I don't even take part in the NCAA, bracket stuff because it's just like throwing darts, and I don't know who's winning what. Anyways, enough about me. Moving on to some other things that are expected to happen today. Another Senate committee is going to be meeting later on today. The Liquor Committee is going to be meeting, and they're going to be taking up a bill that looks to create a distillery shipper's license. This is something that's been talked about quite a bit for several years. And you've got to think about in the space of alcohol, right? You've got beer, you've got wine, and you've got liquor. You also have the production side, the transportation side, and the retailer's side. Right. So all of these different interests floating around, and they want to make sure they're maintaining their lane and that they get the biggest benefit for their group in their lane. Sometimes they can clash. And we've seen some of that over the years, especially when it came to craft breweries. A lot of discussion about that 10 years ago, and then more push to get more craft breweries out there. And then you had wine. saying, hey, we want to be able to take these small wineries and help distribute directly to consumers. Well, now distillers are wanting to do this as well. And there's a lot of processes they got to go through. So they're actually going to be holding a hearing about that today in the Senate Liquor Committee remotely. Then you've got the House coming into session at noon, and they've got a couple of hearings on different committees this afternoon. One's going to be the House Appropriations Elementary and Secondary Education Committee. They're going to be talking about a bill that creates the Mobile Panic Alert System, which says that it would essentially say each school has to implement a mobile panic alert system capable of connecting diverse emergency services technologies. At the Capitol, we got several options. We can get emails from state police whenever there's a building announcement. We can get a phone call or a text message to tell us, if there's a tornado siren or if there's a fire alarm or a bomb threat or whatever the case may be. Maybe something like that for schools. So they'll have that conversation. You've also got another measure in that committee that's going to look at dealing with the approval of funds for gifted and talented children and how that's available. So a couple of different subject matter hearings on the Illinois House side with a House Education Committee. Again, this is just a preview of what to expect today. Governor J.B. Pritzker has no events scheduled, so we won't be hearing from him. And he wasn't doing any events yesterday either. Not sure if he'll be in Springfield this week at some point, but a lot of things going to be spinning plates here in Springfield throughout the week. So hopefully you wake up with us and join us each and every weekday morning here with Illinois in Focus Daily. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Greatly appreciate the lively crew inside the chat room. Sorry I don't get a chance to take a look at much of what's going on. Occasionally stuff catches my eye, but it's one of those things where, again, look at all this. Got to make sure I keep things flowing. All right, it's Illinois in Focus Daily. Wake up with us each and every weekday morning.